I'm doing pretty alright, nothing too crazy. Just thought I'd hop on tonight for a few more 100 encounters. Hopefully, Baby Coin will remain napping for a little while, at least an hour. We'll see. We'll probably get a half hour out of it before he wakes up to get fed for the evening, and then stay winded down for bed. I'm actually excited for bed tonight. It's gonna be nice. Sleep is good. I definitely appreciate it a lot more than I used to, for sure. Something about having a kid just makes you want and crave sleep. Oh, you're gonna shiny hunt Kyogre and BDSP. You can get mystery shards by mining in the underground. I actually have on my channel a video guide on how to hunt and how to successfully do the mining minigame as accurately as possible, and I've had a great amount of success using it, so I'd recommend that if you're trying to get mystery shards quickly. Electric Pokemon and yellow Pokemon. Now, I do gotta say, that is actually pretty intriguing, because as of yet, we have not had a team that uses electric Pokemon. Water, fire, definitely. Dark, bug. I haven't seen a team use grass, and I find that really weird. I guess grass isn't very intimidating when you think about it. As for joining the team, I don't know. It depends on what the team philosophy is. I personally am not huge on electric types. How many encounters am I hoping for? The less the better. So like, as of right now, I'm going to say 1406. Darn. Now it's 1408. No, I really, at this point, as long as it's below like 2500, I don't care. I'm like 94 encounters away from like the hunt becoming more on the annoying side. So, hey Aquatic, welcome. Sonic, that's not a bad idea. Capture Thundurus, take his electricity, and use it to make more electric beasts. I dig it. I dig it. Just for the sake of irony, I really want an evil team to use fairy Pokemon. Just for the sake of irony. Hey Jerry, welcome. Kylie's, I just saw your comment. Will what be tradable to Scarlet later? If we're referring about the Darkrai, to my knowledge, Darkrai isn't in Scarlet Violet yet. I could be mistaken, but as far as I know, Darkrai's not in that game. Toxicroak and Gengar are on evil teams. Maybe Cyrus probably has a Toxicroak. But, Gengar's on an evil team? Yeah, I think my evil team would use Ghost type, while my gym team would use Poison type. Maybe because they're toxic. Ah. Like, Team Rocket uses primarily normal type / ground. In the case of Giovanni. Magma and Aqua, that one's, you know, dark, normal, and water, fire. Team Galactic seems to be mostly normal as well. Maybe a little bit towards the dark side. Team Flare uses fire types and normal types. Team Skull uses Dark and Bug. Team Yell's obvious, they're primarily in the dark normal camp. And there isn't really an evil team for Scarlet and Violet. Team Gassed. You know, it's not a bad idea. Oh, Team Magma is like so much cooler, even though they're dressed as like little bears. Hey, thanks, Dominic. I'm trying to regain some enthusiasm here and wake up, essentially. Had a pretty long, boring day at work and haven't had near enough caffeine today. And my mouth hurts because I didn't take Motrin or, you know, ibuprofen or Tylenol. Pretty much any painkiller would have worked. Didn't take that when I was supposed to, so my mouth just doesn't feel super great. Got a lot of sores going on from the dentist bumping around in there, and it's making it hard to be enthusiastic when doing so like actually causes a little bit of pain. Oh yeah, they're Team Magma's pajama hoodies that look like little bear / Spinda. They're pretty cool. Trying to max out the dojo and sword. Very doable, very doable. I had a lot of fun doing that. I actually did a guide for the fastest route through finding all of the digging maw locations to get max watts quicker. Hey Tavon, yep, still shiny hunting Darkrai. Oh yeah, David, I remember you telling me about that. You failed a shiny fossil Pokemon, but now you got a shiny fossil Pokemon. That's awesome. I have yet to find a shiny fossil in Pokemon Go, and I've been playing it pretty much every day. Oh, you did watch my video? Epic. Yeah, I did that one like 2 or 3 years ago, 2019, I think. It's been a hot minute. Oh my gosh, that's been a while. Maybe it's 2020. You have like 500k? Nice. Yeah, it's actually available in BDSP and Sword Shield, so whichever game is most convenient for you to use. But yeah, go get that Celebi. A failed fossil revive and Ammonite? That's epic. You got your favorite shiny legendary today. What one's that? Because like Rayquaza is hard to beat, but ooh, Kyogre. I'll give you that because I really do appreciate Kyogre. That's a good one. As far as favorites go. I kind of want to shiny hunt Kyogre and Groudon in this game, but at the same time, I feel obligated and duty bound to do it on the original Ruby and Sapphire. Best of luck, Joe Pappy. Kabutops is a pretty freaking sweet Pokemon. Endless Dynamax adventures for Dynidor. Okay, yeah. That works, that works. You're shiny hunting Shellos. Yeah, I can understand why you'd be hitting a wall. They're hard to hunt. Are you doing like an egg method or are you doing Pokemon Go, Joe Pappy? Sword Shield, egg. Okay. That's a little bit better. Your ace team member is G-Max Water Urshifu. That's a good one. I think I actually provide, or like what's the word? Oh my gosh. Prefer, there we go. Prefer the Water Urshifu over the Dark / fighting. I can't remember what type it is. Oh, epic. Got a shiny Ditto from a Terra raid. That's lit. Galactic's in the pink onion trade. Nice. We love the pink onion. I have the patience or the, I don't know if it's patience necessarily, but the motivation, Determination, the OCD to get it done and see it through to the end. The stubbornness. Because, like, really, at a certain point, it becomes more done out of stubbornness than out of patience. Like, about 1500, my patience wears thin, and determination and annoyance takes over. You got the pink onion, boy. Who's summoning me in Discord? Oh, myself. Ha. Saying I'm streaming. That's funny. Hey, Austin. Doing well. A little bit on the mellow side. I don't know, my brain's just like in a fog right now. Like, I'm kind of low-key fighting sleep. Still drinking some more of my Rogue energy drink, which is very nice, super helpful. Rock Legendary, I'm gonna say Reggie Rock. Ah, there's my kiddo waking up from his nap. Yeah, Sonic, go ahead. Let us know about your region starters. I'm gonna go get a crying baby. One moment. Alright, I'm back. rock type legendary in Dynamax Adventures? Oh, now you're making me think. It's not that one. I want to say that a rock type legendary would have to be in Gen 7 if it's in a Dynamax. Do us a shiny Darkrai and redo Marshadow. Not likely to do Marshadow until we breach 25k subscribers. I typically don't like redoing giveaways right off the bat. Want to give the channel room to grow, and of course, not tie up the bots for not a lot of views, like because basically views are equating to channel growth and views are equating to helping people out. So when we do videos that get like 3,000, 4,000 views as opposed to the 10 that they could get, it's a little bit disappointing because that means that the bots were tied up for a week for not a lot of use. So given that those giveaways that I've done recently have gotten 10,000 views, we have about 17,000 subscribers. In order to get another 10, we'd have to be around 25,000 subscribers, I would warrant. And at that point, I would start redoing the cycle, the lineup that I've been doing. And Dominic, as far as I am aware, the best dual typing with the least amount of weaknesses is Fighting Ghost. Yeah, Tavon, I know Dynamax was Gen 8, but if I'm not mistaken, you can get Gen 7 legendaries in the Gen 8 Dynamax raids. And they were asking what legendary would be available in a Dynamax raid that's rock type, and I was saying it would have to be a Gen 7 Pokemon. Stack Attacka, Dominic, that would mean I was correct on my Generation 7. I thought it might be an Ultra Beast. Ding, ding, ding. Slotholus, nice. Grass type sloth, that actually makes sense. It really does. Okay. I can dig that. Like, yeah, if I did a region, I think a sloth grass type Pokemon would be really cool. Fire fighting type. That one, I feel like I'd have to hard pass on. Just because fire fighting is like the most common type matchup for a fire starter. Like, fire ground would be lit. We have fire flying, we have fire fighting, we have fire dark, fire ground, and fire, well, fire electric's too, like, too off the cuff, like, too powerful, I would think. So, I mean, fire steel would be also cool. Fire boxing gloves, that idea is kind of cool. But I also like the idea of the goat fire starter, because that still needs to be done. Is a ghost normal? Would ghost normal have the least amount of weaknesses? Yeah, because at that point it would no longer be weak to fighting because of the ghost type. Yeah, that would put it its only weakness being dark type. Buzzhole. Osplash, Ospear, and Osphoenix. Okay. Yeah, Ospreys would make sense. Fire Poison could be cool. As a starter, though, it would be... Typically, starters shouldn't ever have 4-time weaknesses. Mudkip's an exception to that, easily. But, yeah, generally speaking, starters have an advantage as opposed to a disadvantage. And since ground moves are like one of the most common moves there are, a fire starter would be at a significant disadvantage being part poison type as well. Not to mention it's gained super effective against it would gain a weakness to psychic. Darkrai trade where? Mudkip can probably crush boulders, given that it is ground type and water type in its final evolution. That makes sense. Yeah. Not anytime soon. Although I haven't planned the rest of August nor any of September for my giveaways. I don't know, I'm hesitant to do BDSP only giveaways just because, like, view-wise, it's right at about 4,000 views, and that's not the most beneficial thing to do for the channel. But I think BDSP is the only game Darkrai is in, if I'm not mistaken. Sonic, I would definitely choose the grass one because I like sloths. But yeah, I will be doing a Darkrai if I ever find my shiny Darkrai here. Just because I think that would be fun. I would like to be able to trade away a version of shiny Darkrai as a celebration for finding my own. Yeah, I'm not sure. It very well likely could be on Sword Shield. I just am not familiar. Well, I'm familiar with the game. So many games have come out. I've played so many that I can't remember which Pokemon are where. I think I missed the info about the gimmick. Yeah, right? Arceus and BDSP. I mean, honestly, Legends Arceus would probably be a better game to do the giveaway in because more people have Legends Arceus, I feel like, than BDSP. BDSP was more or less a flop. I mean, I've done giveaways for Legends in the past, I just don't have the ability to at this juncture. I do not have enough copies of the game, nor do I know which Switches have Arceus save files that I can trade using. That's interesting, Sonic. Boosts the best stat. Honestly, I find huge and tiny Pokemon all the time in Pokemon Go. I don't think it's considered to be that rare. So Genesec's download. What I really want to find in Pokemon Go is a shiny Anorith, so I can get a shiny Armaldo. And my kid is literally slapping himself in the face because he doesn't want to fall asleep that badly. Well, I know you have one, David. I need to find one. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta hunt 'em all. Thanks. Maybe I should spoof my phone to New York and walk around. Hey, Rai. Welcome. This one's still pretty standard. 1 in every 4,096 encounters will be shiny. Oh yeah, I am so glad it's not original odds. I'm glad that they changed that in Gen 6. I mean, Sonic, your gimmick sounds kind of more like Mega Evolution, to be honest. Without the type changes. You know, Tavon, that is an excellent question. I would say, given that SV is a mainline Pokemon, there is no reason why Legends Arceus shouldn't be considered a mainline Pokemon game. I think it's less of a spin-off and more of a direct lore canon to the official games. Nah, my buttons are doing all right. My hand from doing this for 3 hours, on the other hand, is not going to be great. Because since I'm holding Baby Coin in one hand, I'm doing 2 controllers with the other. I mean, yeah, the effort level stats are similar with the GV values. But I would still classify it as a mainline Pokemon game since it's the backstory to Pokemon Diamond and Pearl. We do. We want those sweet sparkle sparkles. Dude, it's 8 o'clock. You can go to sleep if you want. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh. Somebody on Twitch redeemed posture check. Gordo Baca, which is interesting name choice. It's a insult in 2 different languages, I guess. Your legend looks kind of like a bionized Rayquaza. Dragon Dark type with a new ability. Okay, that's what you mean by bionized. Okay, I gotcha. And that's what you mean by paradox forms. Robots. Does that mean fat cow in Spanish? Okay. I'll believe it. I had no idea Baca was cow in Spanish. I was going for Gordo for fat and Baca for stupid, but Baca's Japanese for stupid. I would say I know that from Naruto, because Sakura's always calling Naruto Baca. Or I guess Bakada. But I actually know it from a much funnier anime called Baka and Test, which was hilarious. Baka, oh. Okay, the more you know. I am not good at Spanish. That is one thing that I am not. If I was good at Spanish, I would have a Spanish Pokemon YouTube channel as well. In fact, I've almost considered it and just translating my script, or my script. I don't really have a script ever, but when I do videos that have scripts, translating it to Japan or to Spanish and going for it. Yeah, and just writing up a script in Spanish to do. Galactic, that is almost exclusively because I am lazy. and the captions have to be able to accurately translate what I am saying, and half the time the robot listeners can't even distinguish what I'm saying in English, and I don't want to risk offending people. Like, going through and writing down word for word what I say in a video in order to translate it to put captions in different languages is a lot of work. It might pay off, but half the time I'm struggling to get videos out as is. Like, that would be definitely something that I could consider once I'm able to do YouTube full time, which unfortunately at this juncture I am only a fourth of the way to being able to do that realistically. I would say I'm halfway there, but because things fluctuate, I need to err on the side of caution and quadruple what I'm doing and pulling in order to make any sort of substantial impact and safety net. Which is why I want to get that drink business going, so that I can have that being the real income winner while I'm not even working the job. Like, I feel like after a year of doing it, it can be self-sustaining. Like, yeah, I'll need to order things, but I can have supervisors, or, you know, one supervisor oversee the day-to-day operations and just get approval for things. But yeah, the goal is full-time YouTube. That would be amazing. But unfortunately, I need to grow my channel a lot more. Easiest way is YouTube Shorts. YouTube Shorts don't monetize as well. Like, they do monetize, but I just don't see them making that much. Like, right now I think my video ad revenue is at roughly $3 per 1,000 views. I think YouTube Shorts are a lot less. Yeah. It's pretty decent. It's just not enough to live off of. Not enough to quit the day job for. That would be sweet, Tavon. I still don't think we'll see a Switch 2 until 2025, personally, but I have been wrong before. Sonic, I'm still going to say the Sloth starter is going to be my favorite. Because I'm just imagining this moss-covered sloth being a grass starter, and it's fabulous. You probably could in Discord. Galactic, that is really early in the morning and really late all at the same time. Yeah, there actually should be a link to my Discord in the video description. Your alt is still watching. Epic, epic. We'll take the double views. Speaking of... Oh, evidently my invite is not in the description. You got the Discord from the Celebi. I went and got it from my Magirna video, so I'm right there with you. No way. Weird. That one always works. Unless my Discord just got canceled, that would be sad. try this one. Oh, I cut off the W. That's why it didn't work. I haven't done Deoxys for a long time, so you scrolled to when I was doing Pixelmon. At this point, that was almost a year ago. That's crazy. Yeah, that was a fun partnership that I was able to do with A-Drive's team for Pocket Pixels. And hello, Skygams, welcome. Oh yeah, Deoxys is in BESP. Just not one that you can encounter, unfortunately. And they never did a giveaway for it, I don't think. It was very disappointing. Like, I keep waiting for them to do a Deoxys giveaway. It's like, I would definitely remember it if they did, because I want to get Deoxys. Like an actual event Deoxys would be nice. I have the one from Generation 6, I guess. Your life is now sweet like cinnamon? Now that's good. Oh yeah, Galactic, that's because I took them down. Yeah, usually, I don't always do it, but usually, 2 months, yep, that is him. 2 months after the video ends, I go through and hide the videos, and I don't think I take them down normally, but I go and hide them. Yeah, I've done a Deoxys giveaway. It was last year, end of June. He just wants to be held and sleep. He doesn't want to sleep in his crib. Yeah, that video, like, I don't think even in its heyday that Deoxys giveaway video exceeded 6,000 views. Then again, my channel wasn't even 6,000 subscribers strong at the point in time, so that kind of makes sense. For real though, like, he probably does want to play Pokemon. He might just be teething. He just keeps waking up every time I talk, so... Was hoping that I could put him in his crib and he would do just fine. But no, that's not it. No, but one thing we can do for is we can try some more of that. Get some more bottle going on. I don't really notice a huge difference between Darkrai. Now we're talking. My Switch changed over to hunting Darkrai in night mode. Oh yeah, Sprigatito is totally out of place. This week is Birds Week. I saw his video, and then everybody started asking me to do them as well, and I wasn't here for that. Good luck getting them, though, honestly. One day, I'll be big enough to have a team of people. Maybe. He's definitely geared more towards members. And you know what? Maybe if I had more exclusive member bots, I could afford to do YouTube full-time too. Who knows? Because I know like half of his bots are members only, and he has a lot of members. I was doing the math on his channel the other day, and like that dude should be pulling in around $6,000 a month for YouTube, between ad revenue and YouTube channel memberships, and that's just calculating it at the base membership level that he has, in being super conservative. Just calculating the views he has on a few of his videos in a month and what my ad revenue is per video per 1,000 views, his should be around the same, if not more, because he's a bigger channel. Yeah, he should be hitting 6K a month at least. And if I could guarantee myself that I'd be hitting $3,000 a month in YouTube ad revenue and channel revenue in general, I would do this full time. I would have way more videos coming out. I would do way more shiny hunting streams, and I'd probably have double the bots that I have now. And I have 13. I think I've heard that he has 24 bots, is what somebody said he has at his disposal, and that's sad, in my opinion, for how much he's pulling in versus how many bots he has at his disposal. I have half the amount of bots that he does, and my channel's not even a 10th the size of his. I don't even think it's a 20th. Because I'm not at 20K right now. And he's at like 400, so like I'm 1/20th the size and have half the bots he does. Yeah, I'll check it out after the stream, Sonic. Yeah. The downside to my giveaways versus Blaine's, and this is where my shortcomings are, I don't have the team that he has at my disposal. So I'm literally doing everything by myself. So I'm running the bots, I'm doing the streams, I'm doing the videos for the giveaways, I'm repairing the bots when they go down and trying to learn that. And working a full-time job. It's pretty rough. Then again, I don't know how well I would do with a team of people, even if I could have a small team. But the reason why I don't do rumor videos and all that much is because I just don't have the time to research and make sure that what I am seeing is legitimate. Back when I was doing the hype and the prep for BDSP releasing and Pokemon Legends Arceus, I was able to participate in that so much. I was able to research at the time, I was able to spend time getting videos done. And I had a lot of fun doing those videos, but as time's grown, I just have not the time to do that for some reason, and I don't know what changed, what happened. I mean, obviously I have a kiddo now, so that cuts into a lot of that ability. I think another part of it is I work an hour earlier in the morning, so when I'm waking up, it's just in time to go to work, and I probably have to wake up at 5 in the morning to have some hours to study rumors before being able to make a video on him. Yeah, true that, Galactic. You right. And Kels, you're welcome for the Celebi. Always happy to help people fill in their Dex pages and have some fun. You would not believe the amount of hate. I mean, I guess maybe you would. I mean, it kind of comes with the territory, but like, there's a lot of people that really hate on the videos and comment them. I filter most of them out. But there's a good amount of people that are super salty that we do these giveaways and trade out generated Pokemon. And I like to refer to them as Pokemon purists. And don't get me wrong, like, when I have the option to, I do not have any generated Pokemon in my living dex. As of right now, the only Pokemon I have generated in my living dex that I know of inside Pokemon Home is Hoopa. And that's because they haven't done a legitimate giveaway since the original run of it. Every other legendary and mythical Pokemon, they've done a redo event for that I've been able to participate in and get that Pokemon. So I personally don't like having generated Pokemon in my living dex whenever possible. However, I will use them when that's the only option. There's so many people that just hate on the generated Pokemon, and like, I get it. If you don't want them in your decks, like, don't have them. If you don't want to get traded them, don't trade for, you know, legendaries over the internet. That just kind of comes with the territory. But like, don't hate on people that do want them. Like, so many internet trolls being salty in my comments. I respond to them too, and usually I'll delete the comments after I've gotten their rebuttal from my response. But yeah, it's crazy the amount of people that have nothing better to do with their lives than just go on to giveaway channels and tell them how trash and fake the Pokemon are. It's like, well, no, duh, they're generated. Like, I deem them differently than hacked Pokemon, but I see them in three categories. They're either hacked, they're generated, or they're legitimate. Like, that's what I see. Hacked, illegal, generated, not quite legit, and then legitimate. Not gonna lie though, I am excited to hit 20k. Like, we are so close, guys. I can't remember at the beginning of the year whether I set the goal for 20,000 subscribers or 25,000. I feel like I set it for 25,000 because I knew it would stretch. And as of right now, if we continue at the same rate of growth, that's going to be August, September, October. I should hit 20k subscribers by the end of October. And it's doable, but I'm hoping November and December we're able to surpass that and get the remaining 5. I did a video at the beginning of the year stating the channel growth goals and all that, and I know for sure I set it to 20,000 because that was double what I was at. But I really think that we can hit 23 to 25 pretty easily. I will look at it after I finish the stream, but I'm not going to do it on stream if that's what you're asking. I have not followed FNAF at all, really. Yeah, I mean, really, it is data in numbers. And, you know, I've always been transparent on my channel about what these giveaways are and how they behave in the games according to my knowledge and what the folks at PK Hex and Project Pokemon have relayed to me and how I've understood it. Generated Pokemon are not legitimate Pokemon, and the reason why they're not legitimate isn't because they're not found in the game. Like, that's the simple explanation. Legitimate Pokemon were found originally natively in the game without any alterations to it. Generated Pokemon actually use simulated protocols to generate the Pokemon, not the game's programming. So it's not like the devs for PK Hex go into the game and extract the generation sequences for the Pokemon and then generate them on the computer using that. From what I understand, I believe it was Kurt that has done this. I could be mistaken on the name, but I feel like it's Kurt. It's either Kurt or Anubis. They figured out tendencies that they noticed in the coding of the Pokemon, and they extrapolated those tendencies and those algorithms to be able to replicate these Pokemon effectively. So like, they know it needs to have this many numbers for the Sid and the Tid, and they know that this C combination can create shinies. So they extrapolate all that data, and from that they're able to organize a program that can accurately make coding and sequences that the game interprets as real, like legitimate Pokemon. Or not legitimate, but, you know, actual Pokemon. It identifies that you are generating a Bagon that's shiny. Like, they're not using the game's coding to do that, but they made a program that can guess what that coding should be, if that makes sense. Can the game detect these Pokemon? Yes. When you put generated Pokemon into any Pokemon game, the game will know that those Pokemon are not legit. But the game and Nintendo servers don't care. They see this Pokemon is here, this is its stats, this is its move pool, this is where it was found, this is its trainer name, IT, or ID, SID, all that. It sees that and says, okay, this is a legal Pokemon. It doesn't care where it was obtained at. It doesn't care, as long as its information is within legal parameters, it lets it slide. And that's true for not just Nintendo servers and the games proper, but Nintendo tournaments. Like, you go to a physical location for Nintendo's online tournaments, like the World Champions and stuff, people have gone there with generated Pokemon and have been allowed to compete with them because they are legal Pokemon. Nintendo doesn't care that they're generated in that context. But yeah, their system can detect generated Pokemon, and they frequently do. And Kurt has gone through and has a list of data regarding, you know, how many people have entered these tournaments with generated Pokemon, how many have been detected, and yeah, they don't kick them out of the tournament for generated Pokemon. That's why I still do these and support the movement. Is Nintendo don't care, I don't care. What they do care about is if you show up with a Pokemon that has never been released, like you have a shiny Hoopa, or in the case of the last greatest ban wave that people say Blaine's caused, because he gave away shiny Zamazenta and Zacian a year before they were actually released. So that's why there's been ban waves, is early on some Pokemon channels like Blaine's gave away Pokemon that were not released yet. And that's how we figured out that, yeah, Nintendo only cares if they're legal. Nintendo doesn't care otherwise. What does that mean for event Pokemon? Nothing different. Like, event Pokemon are just Pokemon that Nintendo gives out on a similar system to how Syspot trades out Pokemon. Except for it reads your game data usually and bases the files off of that. Like, if you think about my Jirachi bonus disc from the GameCube, that has 63,879, obviously simplified, Jirachi. Like, it has that many Jirachi just preloaded onto it. Not, well, it has that many Jirachi files loaded on it. And each time you boot up that disc and trade a Jirachi to a copy of your Ruby and Sapphire, the game randomly chooses one of those Jirachi files to give you. 9 of those Jirachi files are shiny. Now, when Nintendo hosts a giveaway for like mystery gift, what they have is a series of files that are pre-generated that the system randomly selects and trades to you. Now, one of those may randomly be shiny. Because event Pokemon exclusively, like, they don't have your Sid and Tid, so shiny isn't based on your Sid and Tid at that point. It's based on, did you happen to get one of the files sent to you that was determined a long time ago to be shiny? I mean, I could be wrong about that. They could look at your Sid and Tid and see if that's a matching combo for a shiny Pokemon and all that fun stuff. It's crazy how that whole thing works, but basically, like, if it behaves like Jirachi, that's how the giveaways for event Pokemon actually work. And easy peasy, yeah, it's usually based on secret IDs. I don't care if they're fake. If it ain't malicious, it's good enough. Absolutely. But yeah, again, I can respect people not wanting generated Pokemon in their living decks, in their games, all that. As far as I'm concerned, if you have traded anybody, any Pokemon over the internet, you have a fake Pokemon in your inventory somewhere. If you have traded over the internet for a legendary, you have a fake Pokemon, in my opinion. Like, I was there, I played, I played Diamond and Pearl in its heyday on the DS when the Wonder Trade system was, like, rockin'. Like, yeah, I had an action replay. Heck yeah, I went and got myself an Arceus. Like anybody had a legit Arceus in that generation. Come on now. Who's Absol? Absol went into this rabbit hole explaining it. Sounds a little complicated. Yeah, it's really complicated and incredibly fascinating, actually. Oh, Absol blogs. Okay. I don't think I've come across their channel. Honestly, like, I haven't watched too many Pokemon channels. And part of that's due to not wanting to copy them, whether intentionally or accidentally. I'd rather it be accidentally due to being oblivious to them. But, I mean, obviously, Blaine's does giveaways, I do giveaways, leaks, hacks, things like that. Austin John does guides, I do guides, so I do emulate a little bit of those guys. Emulate Hyrule Gamer and Masked Nintendo Bandit and Mikey from MJTV, because they're great content creators worth emulating. But I think outside of Blaine's, the only other real PokeTuber I watch that shiny hunts has been the Bald Gamer. I think that's what his channel's called. It'll keep my uniqueness. Yeah, really. I don't get stuck in a rut of, hey, these content creators are doing this, I should be doing this. It's, yeah, I'm just doing whatever. But also with that, because I don't watch them, I don't see better ways to perfect the craft of what I'm doing with streams and video content. So I do miss out on that. Like, I know my stream game needs a lot of work with, like, you know, we could do I could do with some Streamlabs, or, you know, what's it called? A Steam Deck? Is Steam Deck the right thing? A Stream Deck with fancy buttons that do certain things in my videos at certain times when I press them, hotkeys, all that stuff. Like, I need a lot of work on the program side of things. As a personality, I do all right, I guess, but I could just use help in that department. But I feel like a lot of those guys might actually have somebody monitoring their stream as they're streaming it. Because what you can do is, I can be recording on one computer and basically streaming it to another computer that's actually streaming to the internet, and they can run the stream interface while you stream, which is cool. Alex, there is zero chance Zeraora is going to come back, like, in the next 7 months. I can guarantee that one. It's been done 3 times within the last 4 months. So, that's not me being rude. That's just because I get that question like 5 times a day. And, like, it's on every single one of my videos. And instead of checking the comments that have already asked it, I get asked that again and again. Which is fine. But 25K subscribers to 30,000 subscribers is going to be the benchmark to hit before legendaries and mythicals are redone. And that's not as a bribing bargaining chip type thing. That's due to being useful and relevant and benefiting as many people as I possibly can. Because, you know, I have 17,000 subscribers right now. That video, they got 10,000 views apiece. So, like, effectively, everybody that's a subscriber to my channel and then some should have had the opportunity to participate in that giveaway. If I do it again, we're relying on, like, a select few people to be able to participate in it and actually need that to happen. So I don't like to redo them that often, because then we're only helping a few people each week when we could be helping thousands. And I can catch Darkrai because the event has passed, because I've been so busy with life that I participated in the mystery gift, got the hotel key back in the day, and just never utilized the item to go and catch Darkrai. And I have 12 Nintendo Switches behind me. I had 6 of them, maybe 8 of them at the time the event happened. So I should, in theory, have close to 8 huntable Switches, maybe. I don't know if I went through and did the mystery gifts for all of those Switches, unfortunately. But I do know for the 2 that I'm using, I did. And probably like another 2, but I know for a fact I did a video on obtaining Darkrai once. So that one has been used for the decks. So I think I might have 1 or 2 more Switches that I could use to hunt this right now. And Tavon, I am with you. As a shiny hunter, shinies are meaningless to me. Because there's zero effort in them. Like, yeah, I like having shinies. For my gym team, I did generate a team of shinies just to help out. But yeah, I don't like using shinies unless I have to. Easy peasy. If you think 8 switches sounds intense, there are 16 Nintendo Switches in this house. Yeah, unfortunately, it cannot be obtained unless you have a hacked Switch or modified Switch where you can give yourself the item. Yeah, I have 2 on my desk. That's the 2 that I'm using for this stream. And then, if you notice my backdrop, each one of those is a Switch. Plus the one that Pikachu is guarding up on the very top. And that's why my YouTube channel hasn't profited that much. Like, those are $280 a pop. So, and those are thanks to the wonderful community that I've had the pleasure of cultivating and interacting with. A lot of those switches, I can point out an individual that is directly responsible for essentially paying for an entire Switch by themselves. You may see a YouTube channel member by the name of Arsenon, either in YouTube or Discord. Arsenon pretty much Arsenon did single-handedly donate enough to buy 2 of the Switches. Another user by the name of Ath in Discord, they paid and donated enough to buy 1 Switch. Another one of my Discord previous moderators, at the time they were going by the name of Dotor. They donated enough to buy my very second bot, because at the time I got way more popular than my 1 bot that I had could sustain. Like, I wasn't planning on doing bots, but they helped out. And another user by the name of Silver in Discord has donated enough to get an entire bot. Cam's Glaive is another Discord user and previous moderator that donated enough to buy a bot. So at least 5 of my bots directly impacted by a single individual from the community jumping in saying, hey, I'm liking what you're doing, I want to be able to help you reach more people with it, have a bot. So they donated money, I went and found the bot, got it working, and here we are. So now we have 13 of them. Alex, yes, you are able to use any of the Pokemon from my giveaways in online competitions. They are legal Pokemon. You're not going to get banned for doing so. You are good there. I like to discourage using them out of principle because it is cheating, but at the same time, I recognize that it's very probable that 80% of the people or higher are also using generated Pokemon in those online competitions anyways. So out of principle, I say don't do it, but it's totally able to be done. Tavon, you bet that if I had 25 switches, then I'd probably get more use out of my bots? Maybe? My giveaways would definitely go insanely fast, but that's a lot of work on my day off. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I could handle switching over 25 bots each time I do a giveaway. That's a lot of work. I would need a team of people to handle that one. Like 12, 13 is enough. And Mike, you are welcome for the shiny Celebi. Honestly, Austin, I think under special circumstances, you should be able to evolve Carbink into a Deontay one time in a copy of X and Y or, you know, another game. I think under the right conditions, you should be able to pressurize a Deontay. Like, hear me out. What about an event that takes place once per game? And you know, Deontay was given out in Oris and in X and Y, right? So like this makes sense. In a game where you can catch Groudon, what if you fight that Groudon with a Carbink in your party, and Groudon's pressure that it exerts evolves Carbink into a Deontay? Or Diancie, however you want me to say that. Wouldn't that be so cool? Like, using actual real-world science and game mechanics to evolve a legendary Pokemon under exact conditions? Because that's essentially what Carbink is. I mean, that's what Carbon and Diamond is. Throws Carbink into a volcano for Groudon to be pressurized. Yeah, exactly. Mr. Melons, Mew's already been done. Sorry about that one. Yeah, Mew was done like last week. Mewtwo can be on the horizon though. Like, I'm not opposed to doing Mewtwo. Actually, as a point of interest, I think it's time that I go and update my list and remember what I have on my list for the time being. Because, like, yeah, I'm going to be honest, I put that list up there so I can have an idea of the giveaways that I've been asked for and what I need to do. I don't remember week to week what giveaways need to be done. So, currently, we are up to date as of August 4th, or, yeah, August 1st. We got Gimmighoul and Godango, Deoxys, and then Mewtwo. So, yeah, it is on the list. August 12th. Mewtwo will be done. Like, I've been thinking very heavily the last 2 days on working with Pokemon ROM hacks and making my own ROM hack. I think that would be insanely cool. And if I did that, I would make Carbink an evolutionable Pokemon. Evolvable Pokemon. And I would have it be during the fight with Groudon. And then after Mewtwo, as a matter of interest, we have Victini, Keldeo, and then I'm going to be taking a break from Sword Shield BDSP giveaways for a week. It's going to tank my views on the channel, but I need to regroup my bots, reorganize them a little bit, and get a Chespin, Froakie, and Fennekin giveaway going. Oh, there you go, Sonic. Awesome. Alright, Austin, you have a good one. And, like, maybe Carbink could do a split evolution into a fake Mon in a potential region, like a XY remake, because an Oris remake, because personally, I love Generation 3, and that would be the one that I play with. Maybe it would be possible to do a split evolution, so, like, if you happen to be playing Sapphire, it evolves into an off-brand Diancie because it's not in a volcano, it's not in a heat and pressurized environment, even though I think Kyogre still exerts pressure. It just wouldn't be the right kind of pressure to turn it into a diamond Instead, it would turn it into, like, a ghost dark version of Deontay or something. Legends Deontay would be so lame. Like, Legends, it would, if anything, it would be like Legends Zygarde, and like stopping Zygarde from eroding the entire world or something. Deontay's not the right kind of mythical. And to be honest, as cool as Legends Celebi would be, one point to note is that it is a mythical, not a legendary. And Legends Arceus is a legendary. So Legends Kyurem makes more sense to do. Although X and Y could really use some love with getting a Legends style game. That could be cool. And like, it's totally doable is the crazy thing, with very minimal effort. Like, for how Pokemon's programmed, once you get into the programming side of it, like, you can change names. Like, with what little coding I do know, I think I could make a successful ROM hack just because I know how to read the code. And I can find the files that reference things and be like, okay, this is referencing 002. That's obviously, you know, an Ivysaur. If I want to use its programming, I could just change its name in its reference files and change its sprite. And now whatever Ivysaur was, it's now technically a new Pokemon with only changing the name and the sprite that goes with it. Now, obviously, it's going to have the same leveling cap, it's going to have the same progression, it's going to have the same EXP requirements, move pool, all that. But essentially, it's a different Pokemon with the same stats and stuff. But when you go further into the programming side of it, and you just find its stats and you make tweaks and alterations, you can make an entirely new game out of existing coding just by altering a few numbers. Sonic Speedster, yeah, probably could be done easily enough. Like, I know people that are making ROM hacks, so I don't know if you're the same. No, because you just joined my Discord server. There was actually somebody that put me in a Pokemon Emerald ROM hack they were making. They just made me a random character that they could battle and gave me a team of Poison-type Pokemon. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it's easy enough to do with minimal programming knowledge. If I ever got to 100,000 YouTube subscribers and followers, I would reprogram all of Pokemon Generation 3 and like change the sprites, change the coding, change everything, make it like a unique experience and game that you can obviously tell is inspired by Pokemon, but is different enough that I'm, you know, not going to get copyright claimed and crap. And I would actually make a video game. I think that would actually be really cool. Kells, as far as event Pokemon for, you know, hat Pikachus, I don't plan to do them in the near future just because I personally, one, don't like them. I think, and I might get some hate for this, I think Pikachu hat giveaways are lame, but I get the appeal. I do. I don't think that I have the bot capabilities to do them all effectively. I mean, I have at least 9 I could use. I probably have enough, because there's 9 regions. Only 8 of those have cat Pikachus. I think it could be possible. I just don't know how popular that they would actually be to be done for a giveaway. Again, it's possible. I'm not ruling it out. I just think that presently there's a lot bigger hitters to tackle, like the mythicals, the legendaries. And at the point when we start running out of legendaries to do, that would be a great idea. And back to Tavon's comment about doubling my bots to 25. If I did that, one, I think my wife would kill me. Because not only would there be one bookshelf full of Nintendo Switches, there would be two. I think my power bill would also be through the roof. Because right now I'm pushing 120 in the summer heat. I believe the bots cost $40 to run themselves per month, just in electricity. So that would double that to about 80. And I don't know if my internet can handle it. I really don't. Like, sometimes I feel like my computer and my internet is struggling on just that. I would definitely need to upgrade my PC that I'm using to stream on. Get a new PC to game and stream on, and then use my current one as a bot PC just to help facilitate. And I think I would have to get one, an industrial router, and two, commercial internet, which I don't have access to at my current location. I'm glad you appreciate the honesty, Kels. But I have been asked about 18 times for Hat Pikachu, so like, I would say there's a good voice for that giveaway, but there are heavier hitters that must be done first. However, I also know if I wait too long, they're going to do a giveaway for it. Like, you know, Nintendo's going to do another giveaway for Hat Pikachu. Like, it's their bread and butter. It's their jam. They love Pikachu giveaways. They love Charizard giveaways. Honestly, I think it's only a matter of time before we get a Pikachu Terra event, if we haven't already. And Ash Greninja is something that's been requested a lot more than Hat Pikachu, like a lot more. And I do think that it's worth diving into and giving away. And it is very likely that I will be doing it during the giveaway for the Kalos starters here in August 19th, because I currently have 8 bots that can be generally used for giveaways. 10 bots. I have 10 bots that can be used for giveaways. And since I'm going to be doing only one giveaway that week, I think it would be very doable to have 6 of them doing the starter giveaways, and have another 2 left over to do an Ash Greninja. And I think that's kind of the tentative plan. I don't know what I'm going to utilize the other 2 for, but I think I will think of something to do and just have like a hodgepodge giveaway of epic proportions. Maybe a Ditto. I know I've been requested for Shiny Ditto as well. And who knows, maybe at that point we'll do Hat Pikachu's, because I already have all of the bots on SV at that point, so we'll analyze when we come to that juncture. Yeah, I think the hardest part for the ROM hack idea is when we get to doing like 3DS ROM hacks, doing the animations for all of the moves, the animations for the Pokemon existing, all that stuff. Like, that's what takes the work. And that's why I said if I get to 100,000 subscribers, I think I could justify doing that, because I think at that point I could have 2 people that, you know, can actually 3D model, and we can brainstorm and team up and create a world and have somebody that can 3D model those animations decently. He's discovered he can whip his binky around. Based on the different ice cream flavors. I mean, realistically, it makes sense. Like, chocolate, come on, let's do it. Hey, cut it out. I don't want to get hit with your slobbery binky, dude. Like, you guys know I would have to make, like, a mint chocolate chip vanillite, right? Also, Halloween is coming up because, you know, it's the end of July and it's okay to be Halloween-y at that point. I want to do some spooky streams of sorts for Halloween this year. And, you know, the best person I can think of to, you know, follow in suit of, emulate all that is Markiplier. Like, I think Markiplier is a really good YouTuber myself. He does a lot of those reaction videos and playing those types of games. Obviously, I need a game idea to do. I would prefer if I could find a spooky Pokemon ROM hack of sorts. I've had no luck finding one today. Anybody have any suggestions? Yes, there is a FNAF movie in Halloween, and I think that's going to be great. No word yet on if Markiplier makes an appearance in it. I'm hoping that he does, because, like, I feel like since it's a bunch of YouTubers that are in the video, from what I've heard, like, Markiplier needs to be in it in some way, shape, or form. But I've heard he's making his own movie, so, like, that may not be possible. But it would be possible for him to be Phone Guy, which would be really, really cool. You just hatched a 5-kilometer egg from your bed? Must be tossing and turning in your sleep. Or lack thereof. You're going to bed but still here? Okay. Best of luck. Yeah, apparently Markiplier said that he will not be in the FNAF movie. But be in and participate in are two different things. So he could very well be the voice, the phone guy. My wife likes to fall asleep watching Markiplier and PewDiePie play those spooky games. So, like, I've heard a lot of them. Haven't watched very many of them, but I've heard him. He's got a great voice. I like Markiplier's voice. Oh, David, that's smart. Yeah, I've had my phone do that. Yeah, that's crazy. It is time for some air conditioning. You don't have a spoofer? Yeah, I also have adventure mode, so that could be it. Like, it detects your arm moving, so it figures you're walking, so it walks you in a direction. And then when you get back into the game, it realizes you didn't walk in that direction, so it teleports you back, basically, has you run back. I need to get back in the habit of, like, researching Riddler, Coup, and Eclipse posts on Twitter or X in the morning. Like, I need to wake up at 5 in the morning and just do it. Dude, let's go bounce. Like, you are everywhere and nowhere all at the same time, and I feel like you could use less energy in your life right now. Alright, let's see how that works, because, like, he is just, like, jumping around everywhere and being very, very hard to handle right now. Which usually means he needs some exercise, huh? I do gotta say, though, it is kind of nice having my setup back out in the living room, because it's a bigger space. I don't feel like I'm confining him as much, watching him and streaming at the same time. Like, he had a very limited space he could roam around in. Now he's got an entire living room that he can get into. Yeah, there's definitely been a lot of rumors, and I want to, like, compile those and do my take on the rumors. I know I saw an updated picture of a Gen 5 map at one point. But then you have, like, Riddler, Coup, and Eclipse also talking heavily about a Legends game, and A-Drive jumping on that bandwagon. And, like, here's the thing. A-Drive Blaines are so big that they can work directly with Riddler, Coup, and Eclipse on a personal basis. Same with, like, Pori Leaks and all of that. I am neither of those. I am not yet big enough to have that sway and influence. I might be getting close. So hitting 20K subscribers would definitely, I think, help that. Back when I was trying to reach out to Eclipse and Riddler Coup and communicate with them directly, I was 5,000 subscribers, so I was like nothing to them. But a little bit after that, I started getting noticed by A-Drive's team, which I greatly appreciated that opportunity to do. Regrettably, I didn't sign up for a third installment of the Pixel or Pocket Pixel shindig, but yeah, I would love a Gen 5 remake. The problem with the Gen 5 remake, though, is which part of Gen 5 are they going to do? Like, they obviously have to do most of like, the first one's story, like Black and White. They have to do most of that because that's where most of the story is, right? But they can't rule out Black 2 and White 2. So there has to be references to that as well. And Black 2, White 2, like, the only story that we really get is that N used to... Like, N doesn't want his Pokemon anymore, so he gives it to you at some point during the journey. Other than that, it's pretty lackluster on what you're actually doing. Black and White had an amazing story, so I feel like I would have to do that one for the remake. But they can't, like, discount Roxy. I'm sorry, but Roxy's one of my favorite gym leaders. An octopus is a wet spider. A really freaking smart one. That makes sense. Like I said the other day, or yesterday on my stream, like, I really need to get into ranking videos and, like, rank my top tier gym leaders. Because I gotta tell you, like, the two gym leaders that first come to my mind, you know, aside from the original 8, because they're, like, ingrained there, easily, Morty and Roxy. And it's not even that they're particularly good, strong, or talented. Like, I just like their vibe. Morty's gym pissed me off in a way that, like, you wouldn't imagine. Morty's gym is really simple, but incredibly challenging to an 8-year-old me. Like, I think you had to, in some games, in order to find the correct path that is invisible, you have to follow the trainer's line of sight. This one was not that. Like, you had to, like, walk past the trainers and basically find the pathway of correctness. By trial and error. Because I don't think Flash was an option, because... Yeah, Flash wasn't an option at that point. Now I'm gonna have to Google. I mean, they definitely made the path a lot easier to understand in Generation 4. Looking at the images, there's actually a path there. Let's see, in Pokemon Gold, Silver, and Crystal, the Ecruteak Gym has an invisible floor which can cause many problems for someone who doesn't know what they are doing. The body of Morty's gym is a dark pit. If a challenger steps in the wrong place, they will be sent back to the beginning of the path. Trainers appear to float in the air, standing on an invisible floor. A challenger able to navigate along the invisible floor using trial and error can safely reach Morty and challenge him. Yeah, so it is literally trial and error. Randy Raid! I thank you, Randy. Welcome. Hopefully that wasn't chilling there too long. I don't feel like it was because it was still on my dash here. Raiding with a party of 4. Maybe that's why my viewers ticked up. Cynthia's your favorite trainer, but also gives you PTSD. Fair enough. It was painful. Furry raid? What? Raider from Bootleg. We'll take it. We'll take it. I was just researching one of my favorite gyms in a frustrating way. Generation 2 from Gold, Silver, Crystal. Morty's gym. Nothing but trial and error. Ah, I gotcha. I need to get an avatar to appear on my stream that mimics me when I'm talking like you got going, Randy. One of these days I'm going to commit to do it, but it's, from what I understand, very expensive to commission. I want an optional VTuber setup to be able to do. If nothing else, I feel like it would make some video streams a little bit easier to manage because I don't have to worry about what's going on behind me. Oh, right on. Was that a 2D modeling situation, or is yours a 3D model? I can't remember. $2D, okay. Yeah, I got a 2D model in mind. It's just not set up to have a mouth move at the moment. But yeah, I mean, you've probably played, you know, some Zelda games. The monkey from Majora's Mask I have as a persona for my second channel, Hyrule Monkey. I would like to do it for that. Get them to animate a moving mouth. I need to put more love into that channel, honestly. Tavon is back. Welcome back, Tavon. Baby Coin is over there learning motor functions, slapping a spinny giraffe around. Having a blast. He figured out how to clap the other day, and now he loves doing it. I don't know why, but I have good vibes going for this hunt right now. Like, I feel very strongly about getting the shiny soon. Yeah, Joey, a lot of people missed out on this Darkrai event. Like, shame on Nintendo for doing it, you know, 4 months into its life cycle. Like, it really should have been something that was stretched out a little bit more. Like, I'm confident. I feel, I dare say, within the next 30 encounters, years ago I used an action replay to get everything. Me too. Me too. I don't know, like, right now, I'm feeling like 16-18 to 16-24 for encounters. Yeah, you can still get it, but like, you can't get a shiny one is the problem. But I do appreciate the fact that they made it so like that if you did buy all of the games, you can indefinitely get a few mythicals and legendaries. Like, it's huge that you can get unlimited Mew and Jirachi. Like, that's huge. That's, for Nintendo, that's an improvement. Like, you can now forever always be able to get a Mew and a Jirachi. Period. That's really cool. I mean, I guess you could have always gotten a Jirachi if you had the GameCube set up and you could transport it up, but that's difficult for a lot of people. Like, for their largest fan base, you can get Mew and Jirachi. It does suck that Celebi's been, you know, elusive, but I do love that they also made it so that you can indefinitely get Shaman and Darkrai if you know, have a Switch collection. If you just fork out the dough, you will always be able to get Mew, Darkrai, Shaman, Jirachi. Like, that's cool. It's one per save file. So, as long as you have Pokemon Home, you can transfer those indefinitely to your Pokemon Home, reset your save file, and get it again. Now, granted, for Shaman and Darkrai, it's a little bit more of a pain in the butt to get it because you have to progress so far in the game to be able to utilize it. But yeah, you can essentially always get one through one way, shape, or form. Bootleg Randy, you have a great night. Had I not been streaming, I would have hopped on yours. I did get the notification as I was driving home this evening. And I guess recently they made it so that you can get a Keldeo as well, per save file of Pokemon Sword if you have the DLC. So that's also huge. Like, that mythical is now obtainable at any point in time for history. I'm trying to think of other event giveaways. I mean, obviously Arceus. You can always get Arceus now. So that's... yeah, Celebi needs to be added to that list of always obtainable. And then I think pretty much all of Gen 1 through 4 is at some point obtainable, including Deoxys if you have a 3DS. Ah, yes. Yeah, Deoxys doesn't have an event on the Switch, but I'm pretty sure you can always get Deoxys now through Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. Because that one has a post game that you can always obtain Deoxys in. Celebi and BDSP, no, there is not. There should have been, though. Let's be honest. That noise is Baby Coin over in his jumper. Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that in Soul Silver and Heart Gold that they did Celebi. I just can't remember if that one was an event that you had to participate in or if it was post game. But yes, I do remember getting one of my Celebis from Heart Gold, Soul Silver at one point in time. I just can't remember if it was an event that unlocked that post-game story where you could, the redhead kid that's actually Giovanni's kid, apparently, like, you can go get Celebi. Yep, Magearna is always available with the QR codes. As long as you have a QR code for it. That's not an internet-based one. But, I mean, originally I was talking about for the Switch itself, Deoxys and Celebi are really the only ones that aren't obtainable on the Switch for an average, we'll say casual player, because most people don't have access to the DS games and the 3DS games because they're so freaking expensive and rare. I still need to get a copy of Pokemon Crystal to complete my collection, and I need to get a copy of White 2, which somebody was selling on Facebook Marketplace for 180 bucks. Still glad I didn't get it because I did get a copy of Heart Gold, which I am more pleased with. Like, I've been searching for that game for so long because that is my favorite version of that game. Like, I bounce back and forth between Soul Silver and Heart Gold. I prefer Heart Gold case. I think historically I played Silver more, but I love Heart Gold more. And yes, you can get Manaphy in Legends. It is shiny locked, but you can get it. Which means as long as you can get Manaphy in Legends, you can breed Infinite Shiny Phione if you want to, as long as you transport it to a game that can breed. But for those that are wondering, we got Heart Gold, Soul Silver. Love it. And we'll bring the light here. I don't know how well you can capture that, but how to tell if they're real. If you hold them up to light, they should be reddish, not solid black. They should have a red hue to them. So that's pretty cool. I don't think it's over. I feel like it started Friday, and it should be an entire week, so it should go through Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And I feel like when I was on Pokemon Go like an hour ago, it was still obtainable. Well, I'll be. It might have ended. I don't have fossils spawned in right now. Yeah, reddish color in light. Maybe controlling a flashlight will help. Oh yeah, yeah, that works. That's much more visible. So I don't know if you guys can see that. Red. There should be a red hue coming off the game. You can see through it. And that's because of the Pokewalker function for... Oh, shoot, that makes it even easier. We'll just flip it around. That's because of the infrared for the Pokewalker. Whereas... we'll get Pokemon Black because that's a black game. That also uses infrared. That's not going to work. Like, the other games are gray, and they're not see-through at all. So, pretty easy to spot fakes between those games. Oh, because you don't have enough candies? I mean, you can always make it your buddy and get more candies. I got enough candies that I can evolve the fossils like 6 times over. The other day for the Squirtle event the Poliwag event for Community Day, I had 1,000 candies at one point. I couldn't control myself. I got to about 600 looking for my shiny Pokemon, and then decided we're just gonna see if I can get to 1,000 candies for one of my Pokemon. Ended up succeeding. And there's a few Pokemon that when I find them, I have to catch them regardless of how many I have. Like, for example, if I come across a Zigzagoon or a Poochyena, I'm catching it. I don't care. If I come across a Trapinch and a Mareep, I'm catching it. Don't care. Like, I just am obligated to at this point. You're not a hardcore Pokemon player, but it's good for your decks. It is. It is. I wish I knew what happened to my Genesect in Pokemon Go, so like I have a second account I'm also leveling up to try and get back on par with the other one so that I can have a Genesect from Pokemon Go, because I don't know what happened to it. Like, I don't feel like I'm a high enough level to have transferred it out, but I very well might have. Let's see, in order to transfer Pokemon from Pokemon Go to Pokemon Home, you'll need to use a feature called Go Transporter. Complete the tutorial, mobile device. Okay, cool. What's the level cap? Because if there's a level cap of 30, I probably transferred it. Because, like, I know I used the Go Transporter at some point. I had to have. Excuse me. Because I think initially they put it out at level 40 and then they dropped it down because they realized how absurd that request was. Your buddy right now is shiny Politoed and you don't want to break his heart. That's fair. That's really fair. I like Politoed. That's a cool shiny. I wouldn't wish for you to break Politoed's heart either. I mean, back to a conversation I was having earlier about legitimate Pokemon versus hacked Pokemon versus generated Pokemon versus, yeah. I hold Pokemon Go Pokemon in your living decks with the same esteem as I do generated Pokemon. Like, I would almost rather not have them than have them. I only use them as a last resort. For example, I think I did transfer my Genesect to my Pokemon Home because that was the only way to get a legitimate one. Until Sword and Shield happened. Let me open my Pokedex. Search. Pokemon name. We'll search for Genesect, heck yeah. From Japan. English. Hey, that one's from Pokemon Go. I did transfer it over. Found my Genesect. That's where it went. So yeah, that does mean that I must finish on my other version that's actually got my Brascoin name, because that's the only way I can have a full dex in Pokemon Go now, because I traded away one of my legendaries that you can't get again. My buddy in Pokemon Go right now is a Galarian Slowpoke, only because I need to catch some more Psychic type Pokemon in order to level it up. Ruby Swirl, hello. Welcome to the stream. Evac Tats, thanks for following over on Twitch. My kid is just so happy over there bouncing in his jumper. He's just loving it. Just has the biggest smile on his face. Exeggutor's a psychic type. We'll catch that. Oh, that's brutal, Kells. I didn't even know that could be done. Yeah, Sonic, I'll definitely let you know. Still a little salty about the shiny Lilip that ran away. I would be salty too. Shiny fails are pretty sad. I'm still feeling pretty good about 1624, but we'll see what happens. Most of my shiny counts end in 5, 8, or 4. Yeah, you need to have the legendary already there in order to catch it, because they're super lame. I don't think they've announced what the next Pokemon for the Community Day is. I know we have coming up Deontay for Pokemon Go Fest. And yeah, yesterday was the last chance to get the Deontay ticket, I think. Oh, hopefully we have a chance to catch Cresselia, Xerneas, and Yveltal, and Rayquaza in raids. That'll be fun. Now I just need to figure out when it is. I think it's like August 26th or something like that. August 26th and 27th. And if I remember right, this Deoncé or Diancie we can get in GoFest is shiny. But maybe I'm mistaken. Pay ticket to unlock more exclusive content, bonuses, and rewards. Maybe it's not shiny. Oh well. Alright, we're gonna do one last round of encounters, and then I must end the stream for the night so that I can get Baby Coin ready for bed, and myself ready for bed as well. Alright, and with that, we did not succeed today, but there is always another day, potentially tomorrow. But I do need to end for the night, so sorry Sonic, we'll have to catch you later, and maybe get some Pokemon puns at that point. We'll see you guys.